Good Wednesday morning to you all. We are seeing foggy conditions throughout the area, and here's a live shot of Summit Township. This is actually from our tower camera, sponsored by Bayfront Benefit Solutions Incorporated. You can see that fog out towards the east. We're still going to be dealing with that fog for much of the morning because of how humid it is. Dew points are pretty close to the actual temperature as of now, but as conditions start to warm up, the air is not going to be as saturated, so the fog is eventually going to lift, and that's going to lead to a bit of sunshine for this afternoon, but we're still going to remain mostly cloudy. Let's take a look at the visibilities. I'm just going to pull up that graphic real quickly. Let me just get to my AM show. There's a nice shot of the Earth, according to Barron. All right, visibility. Where's that? Aha, here it is. Here's the visibility as of now. 1 mile for Meadville. So yeah, it is looking pretty gray over there. And Lori just commented gray in Warren as well. Though it does seem like it's clearing up a bit. It's starting to clear up a bit for Erie as well as Jamestown. Jamestown was pretty bad earlier. We've seen just 1 mile visibility over there. But thankfully, the fog is slowly lifting throughout the morning hours. It's still there, though. Good morning, Ron. It's nice to see you. Yeah, we're dealing with a bit of fog right now this morning. Let's take a look at that shot again of Summit Township. If I could just pull up the weather camera real quickly. There it is. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with right now in Summit Township, just outside of our station. This is actually from our tower camera. We're still seeing that fog out towards the east, and it's starting to lift a little bit. You can see it's off the ground in some parts. It's pretty much up there, but I can't say the same for other areas. Meadville is now just at 1 mile of visibility. Thankfully, this is eventually going to lift later in the afternoon as it warms up. But as of now, we're just going to have to deal with this. And if you plan on driving later this morning, just be sure to have your low beams on. You don't want to have those high beams because what would happen is if the light touches the fog, if it shines into the fog, it's just going to reflect back away from the fog and back into your windshield, which is going to cause blinding while driving, something that I like to say. You definitely don't want to have blinding while driving. That is something nobody wants. That would be very bad, not just for you, but also for others on the road. So yeah, just be sure to have those low beams on. Thankfully, this fog is going to lift later in the afternoon as the temperatures rise. And let's just see what the temperatures are going to look like later this afternoon. So I can just pull up that today forecast right now. We're going to see those temperatures eventually reaching the mid to upper 70s later this afternoon. So it's not going to be a big warm up, but at least it's going to warm up enough so that we won't see any fog for this afternoon. We're going to start off mostly cloudy this afternoon, but then we're going to eventually see mostly sunny skies. The clouds are going to slowly decrease throughout the day, so that's going to lead to a pretty nice afternoon. It's also going to lead to very high UV indices, so just be sure to pack some sunscreen if you plan on going to the beach or out for a boat ride, whatever you'd like to do during this summer day. All right, now let's take a quick look at the radar. Thankfully, we're not dealing with severe weather as of now. Temperatures are sitting in the 60s for the most part. Let's just zoom in a bit more. Let me sign that up correctly. All right, now let's just pull up the radar. Reflectivity, okay. That's for Pittsburgh. Let's take a look at Buffalo. So this is the Buffalo radar. These are the rain showers that are closest to our area right now. They're mainly affecting New York State. This was earlier. There have been a few showers in Crawford County. Wait a minute, this was this was actually last night. Hold on, let me change that time frame. That is wrong. Okay, here we go. This is for the morning. We've been dealing with maybe a few lingering showers in Crawford County, and it seems like it's mostly affecting areas closer to Buffalo as well as Syracuse. But thankfully, we're not dealing with any showers as of now. We're just dealing with a bit of morning fog, but thankfully that's going to lift later this afternoon. All right, let's see this coming from Kingsbury. Had a light rain about an hour ago, 64 here at Leisure Lake Campground in Corey. Yeah, we have been seeing a few showers popping in Crawford as well as parts of Warren County. It's still a little damp in some areas. I think if I pull up the downtown Erie camera, if I remember from my morning show, that was looking a little damp. Let's see here. Bayfront, downtown Erie. Okay. Aha. Here it is. Yeah, it's looking a bit misty, and the roads do look a little damp. If you can just look at State Street, it's not really damp. It's not like it's slick or anything, but it's not very dry either. So yeah, things are still looking a little damp, but that's to be expected with all the fog that we are still seeing this morning. But thankfully, that fog is going to lift later this afternoon. It's a pretty good shot, actually. A nice shot of the Bicentennial Tower. And the mistiness actually does look pretty cool out there. All right, let's take a look at other weather cameras. Let me pull up Girard. Okay, yeah, Girard is also looking a little damp, and you can see a bit of fog in the distance, but thankfully things are staying mostly dry over there. Are you an Erie native, Jacob? And it just asked that. No, I grew up in Pittsburgh, but weather is not too drastically different in Pittsburgh compared to Erie. I mean, that's for the summer, but I can imagine winter is very different. Ooh, looking forward to that. Really big snowstorms over here. A lot of lake effect snow. Yeah, we're dealing with a bit of damp conditions. If you're joining us right now, we're still seeing fog in the area, mostly inland fog. Let's take a look at the visibility graphic. Uh, yeah, still seeing low visibilities over in Meadville, just 1 mile of visibility, and that's all thanks to that fog. This is thanks to dew points being pretty close to the actual temperature. Temperature is now in the 60s, dew points in the 60s. When the dew points and actual temperature are close together, the air does something what we call saturates. So it gets pretty humid, and the air eventually starts to condense a little, and that allows fog to form close to the ground. So that's why we look at the dew points whenever this happens, especially early in the morning. We look at the dew points to see how close they are to the actual temperature, and if they are pretty close, then fog is likely to form. And that's what's happening over in Meadville right now, and that's why we're seeing 1 mile visibility. But thankfully, the temperature is going to rise later this afternoon, so we won't have to worry about fog at that time. We're still going to worry a bit about cloud cover, though. Let's take a look at the future cast. So this is the future cast. You can see mostly cloudy conditions later this morning, but then it's eventually going to move out by the afternoon as high pressure built in. So that's going to allow for a nice round of sunshine later in the day, especially on the lake shore. And later tonight, high pressure will stay with us, so it will remain mostly clear for tonight. But it won't be long until we see our next frontal system. You can see that eventually approaching our area for Thursday morning. We're going to remain in the clear, but we are going to see a bit of cloud cover. By the middle of the afternoon, it's going to get closer. We're going to feel humidity on the rise, and maybe a bit of a warm up as well. Sunshine and humidity mixed together is going to feel slightly uncomfortable, a little sticky outside, and then that's just a sign that rain showers are coming. We've got this nice long line of showers that's going to move out from the Great Lakes and into northwestern Pennsylvania. You can see from all the yellow, oranges, and red that a few heavy downpours are possible, maybe even a slight chance of a thunderstorm. But thankfully, we're not experiencing any severe weather. Let's take a look at the severe outlook. This is for tomorrow. The marginal risk, which is a level 1 risk of the Storm Prediction Center, that's all the way out to the west. You can see over there that's affecting parts of Ohio, but it's not for our area, so we won't have to worry so much about severe weather tomorrow. But we're still going to be dealing with a few rain showers, mainly late afternoon for tomorrow, as well as a few thunderstorms. So just look out for any potential heavy downpours. All right, well, I'm going to close the live broadcast. Thank you all for joining, and Join me again for the Fox show at 8 a.m. and join me even later for the Jet 24 News show. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.